Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. My name is Evi and I read books. And this is the second time filming this video. Well, sort of. I first started off with a seasonal wrap-up because I haven't done a January or a February wrap-up. But I ended up switching to a March wrap-up because some of the books in January or February, if they weren't that great, I just forgot about them. I couldn't really give an accurate description. It was also a really lengthy video and I was just talking and nothing that made sense actually. So let's get on to my March books. There will not be a February or a January wrap-up, for the reason that I just forgot, I'm just gonna forget that never happened, okay? I'm in a new setting, by the way. This is my apartment. I moved. And this is the first video I'm filming, first sit down or stand up video actually. And I'm filming in this apartment, so that's great. So let's get on to the first book of March. In March, I finished an audiobook that I had already started in February, which was Silent Scream by Karen Rose. I give this one 3 stars, and I actually don't really remember that much of the story itself. It's some type of a detective romance story about a series of fires that were happening, and blackmailing and arson and a lot of different stuff mixing. I don't want to tell too much because I don't know what is in the original synopsis and what just came into the story. I started that book on ebook and I decided that I did not like the writing style. It was a little bit too much from that character says this and blah 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 says character and character. It just a little too much for me. And I decided to switch to audio, and then I did really enjoy it. So I decided that probably most of Karen Rose's books are going to be audiobooks for me, because then I do enjoy it, and I do pick up on the story, and the writing style doesn't bother me as much. And in March, I also participated in the Bookish Readathon, or my Bookish Readathon, Instagram Readathon that was happening on a Belgium or a Dutch Bookstagram account. Made that readathon, so I had 3 books to read for 3 pounds. And I managed to do that while packing and while being submerged in the reason that all of the things that I have to do. I did that. So the first book I read for that character prompt was Ace of Spades by Farida Immediate. I love this one. Let's just say it that way. This was a 5-star prediction. It ended up not being a 5-star, but it ended up being a 4.5 star. The biggest reason was didn't enjoy it as much as I wished I enjoyed it. This is about a private academy and things are happening and things are going down. I thought just the beginning was a little bit more on the slow side. It gripped me, but not enough. It did grip me a lot, and it was fast paced and it was great. And the plot, some of the plot parts I just didn't saw it coming, but something while reading it, it just didn't gave me the feeling this is a 5-star grade, and that's when I just I use escapes, the method for rating systems. So if I don't have that urge this is a 5-star, I always put my enjoyment a little lower, so I don't end up being a 5-star. And that was this one. This is about Nivea's academy, who has only 2 black kids in their entire school, and they ended up being a little bit bullied. Even the popular girl and the not popular guy, and they ended up being bullied at their senior year, and they try to find out why people are aiming at them right now, especially the popular girl. Why is she a victim right now? And there is a lot of stuff going on in this book, a lot of good topics, not too much info dumping, because sometimes you can have if there's a lot of things discussed that you can have this feeling that they're just dumped all of the info on it. This is not that type of book. They definitely did a good job portraying everything. While talking about this one, I'm why didn't I give this a 5-star? I have no clue, because I hardly give books 5 stars. I might rethink my rating actually, or look at because I always write my thoughts down. Look at my thoughts why I gave it a 4.5 and not a 5-star. Because while talking about this one, I'm this was a great book, especially this was my best book of March. Best book of March! Then for the Literally That Book Club, we were supposed to read one of my most anticipated books from 2022, which was The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I read The Hunting Party and The Guest List by Lucy Foley in this December and January, and I loved them. Like, I gave them, both of them, I think 4 or 4.5 stars. Love the isolating setting, I love the atmosphere, I love the character building that Lucy Foley does. Unfortunately, this one didn't do it as well. I mean, it was still an average book. I gave it 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. There was a lot of characters, but I just felt like some characters were really well-rounded. Others were like just there to be there. The atmosphere building, especially the atmosphere, was like something that didn't really work out as much. Like, she has a great apartment building in Paris, and I felt like there could be so much more around this building. Like, the way I know she can do great atmospheres, it lacked a little bit, and then the beginning was extremely slow. I think I was almost halfway through the book that I finally got the feeling that things were happening, and it got me intrigued and wanted to read more. This book is, by the way, about Jess, who goes to Paris, where her brother Ben lives, to stay with him for a while, and when she arrives at the apartment, nobody opens the door. Then she gets into the apartment and realizes her brother is missing. He's gone. There are other people in this building that she's trying to ask for help because she obviously doesn't speak French. She's, I think, from the United Kingdom. So she's trying to figure out what happened to Ben. How come he's like, he can return a call or like listen to a voicemail or like give her a voicemail, and then a couple of hours later just completely disappear out of the face of the earth. That's this book about. It's really intriguing when you hear the synopsis, and I was really looking for like the best, like a really great Lucy Foley story, and it was still a good Lucy Foley story, don't get me wrong. 3.5 stars is really not that bad. The beginning was just too slow. There was like a lot of words, not much happening. There were short chapters, so you do fly through the chapters, but I'm usually known, I know Lucy Foley is really great with like fast pace character building and world or atmosphere building, and all three of those things kind of lacked a little until like midway / till the ending of the story. So that's why it's 3.5, because that ending though I did not saw it coming. And then can I call it a disappointing 5-star prediction? Of course I can, because it's only a 3-star. And I'm talking about Survive the Night by Riley Sager. If you guys are watching this, there is already a little like a review online on my blog about this book. Home Before Dark was the first book about Riley Sager that I read, and it intrigued me from page 1. I was addicted to it. I couldn't stop reading it. This one kind of had the same thing as the Lucy Foley one. It started off extremely slow. I was in a somewhat reading slump, so I thought, reading most anticipated 2022 releases or 5-star predictions would just get me out of that slump and get me into reading and get my mind at ease, because I was just really busy with packing and moving over here, obviously. And this one didn't do it. I mean, I did enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy it, and I think I gave like the beginning was just so slow, and there was so much pages wasted on nothing. Like, nothing happened, nothing was there. A lot of repetitiveness until like 1/3 of the book in. I thought, yes, finally things are happening. Or halfway through the book, I was finally getting like, this is the Riley Sager book, like book feel that I had about him. The story is about a girl who finds a ride to her hometown through like a writing board or a messaging board of her college, and she wants to get out of her college is straight away, and things are happening. There is a campus killer going on a loose, so she decided to just go put her name on the ride board to see if she can get a ride to her hometown. She gets into a car with a guy, and like from the beginning of the story, she already doesn't trust him and thinks he might be the campus killer. So the beginning of this book is a lot about her not trusting him and like repetitively saying, I don't trust him, I don't trust him, I don't trust him. And that was like one of the things that made it so slow, because like I already noticed that you don't trust him. I do have to say, the ending, I didn't really expected it. I thought she was a pretty dumb main character most of the time. Like, there were parts in this book actually no, you're just stupid. Like I did not have any issues with Riley Sager's character like in Home Before Dark, because I know sometimes people have issues with his characters. I did not, but this main character, she was so dumb sometimes that I seriously thought, like, she talks about a ton of films because she's a film fanatic, but like, have you ever watched any slasher film? Like, you're doing dumb stuff, like, really dumb stuff. And then the film fanatic part, there were so many film references about films that I didn't even know that existed or I'd never watched. So especially in the beginning, like throughout the middle and the ending of the story, there weren't that much anymore. Like in the beginning of the story, there was like movie. Have you seen this movie? This character out of that movie. And I was like, first of all, I think I read like one movie at the 10 movies you're mentioning. And I didn't have the time, like I didn't think I would get enough of it, because I got intrigued and I was like, something catched me to read it, to continue reading. But like, if this was my first Riley Sager book, I would probably not continue reading his books, or at least not buy them physically to read them, because this would not like grip me the way Home Before Dark. Like I read Home Before Dark and I was like, I'm gonna read all of his books. I love his books. And this one was like just a disappointment. Still good. I still enjoyed it. Still good. But like not what I expected. So yeah, I only read 4 books in March. I hope April, with the Magical Readathon and the Realmathon, I can read like a ton more. These were the 3 physical books I read, and then an audiobook. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!